The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayor's and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hi, I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we'll be starting with Tim Sheehan in West Bloomfield. What's wild and woolly in West Bloomfield, Tim?
Oh my gosh, I probably have more stuff floating through my scrambled egg brain than most days, and it's because last night was my fifth town board meeting at the beautiful town of West Bloomfield. By the way, I'm broadcasting today live from my auto repair shop waiting room because I got a lot of work built up out there and I got to get back to it. So once my segment is done, I'm very sorry. I do have to get my sleeves rolled up and get my hands greasy. So last night at our town board meeting, we explained to our community that we're going to move ahead and we're going to share this CGR report, which our town board commissioned last year to study our fire departments in our town, to see if we're spending enough money, spending the money properly. Like a lot of communities, we've got some issues with volunteers. There's a lack thereof. The report has got some details in it that we're going to go over with the two fire departments, Ionia and West Bloomfield, even though we are also served by the Honeoye Falls Fire Department in the hamlet of North Bloomfield. There's a lot of information in there, and we owe our two firemen not only an apology for dragging them through the muck and the mire through this whole thing. I'm very unhappy that our town spent this ridiculous amount of money on this report. Why can't we sit down and talk to these fire departments? Why can't we just get down to the meat of the business? And why can't we try to come up with some pathway to move forward to help these guys out financially and maybe with manpower and, get them some support, get them some help, encourage people to come and participate. Many people don't know this. I'm a member of the Mendon Fire Department. I'm not an active member. I don't respond to calls. I am an honorary member. And the reason I am an honorary member is because that community is my hometown, and I give back to my hometown and this town considerably. I put in more community service hours than most convicted misdemeanor and felons, okay? And that's what people need to do. We need to give back. And I'm a social member in the Mendon Fire Department, and I show up, I do things for them. I don't ask for anything. To me, it's fun. And I meet lots of people, I see lots of people, and there's no reason we can't do that in our community and increase our membership. And hey, maybe some of those people will say, I can serve in a capacity, I can take some training. And that's what it's going to take. It's going to take an interest, it's going to take some bodies. And every fire department in this radius that you're covering with this opportunity for us supervisors and mayors to talk has the same problems with manpower, and we're all going to be forced at some point to pay some firemen to be at that firehouse during the daytime when we don't have the manpower and we've got emergencies and we got motor vehicle accidents. So my heart goes out to our firemen. My heart goes out to all the firemen. Okay, tonight on Channel 10 is a segment, I believe Berkeley Breen or maybe Brett Davidson, about solar installations, and I'm eager to see that. I've shared that information with my board members. I've mentioned it last night at our town board meeting. We all need to see that. We need to look at it. We need to understand what's coming, what's happening. It sounds to me like there's stuff higher up at the state level that's going to come down here and potentially shove some of these projects down our throats, whether our laws say no, whether our communities say no, whether we want it or whether we don't want it. And I've said this 100 times. I am not against solar projects, but I am against them ruining our view sheds, littering our communities, contaminating our soil, and taking up active farmland. And that's very important to us here in West Bloomfield because we have the highest percentage of farmland of any town in Ontario County. That's the numbers, that's the facts. And we're also one of the smallest communities in Ontario County. And anybody that's driven through my town here in West Bloomfield can see the active farms, the dairy farms, the family farms. We've got quite a bit of agriculture here in our town. And I want to say our residents like it and appreciate it. It keeps us rural. I've said for years it's either farming or it's housing developments. And I'm not against new neighbors, but we got a lot of stuff growing here in West Bloomfield. Okay, moving on. What's the latest doings by the Department of Works? Well, our highway department is studying a culvert or a bridge that we have on our Wesley Road. It's an aging bridge. We're concerned about it. We've been keeping an eye on it. We've had MRB out to study it and take pictures and evaluate its condition, and they've given us some advice. And it sounds like we're going to narrow that section of the road down to one lane for that bridge out of a precaution measurement because of the way the bridge looks and the way the bridge is constructed. And then we're going to put that to the front of our culvert study. We have a culvert study that we got a grant for, and we're going to use that grant money to figure out the best method going forward to fix that bridge. We got special events coming up. Memorial Day. This will be the first year for our Memorial Day parades as supervisor for me. But it's going to be about the 25th year that I've marched in the parade, been part of the parade, or helped organize the parade. And it's kind of going to take a load off my shoulders because I always felt like I was undermining somebody by showing up at the parade and being prepared and being ready for a flag ceremony and having some kind words, set aside in the event nobody else did. And since COVID, our Memorial Day parades have been a big disappointment for me. They just aren't the fanfare they once were. And now with my hand at the tiller at the town of West Bloomfield, I'm going to be the guy in charge. And win, lose, or draw, it'll be on me. But I got a soft spot in my heart for all those service people that are interned at our cemeteries. And I got a soft spot in my heart for all those service organizations like Boy Scouts and the fire departments that show up and do their thing for the Memorial Day parade. So come on out, get your kids out, get the people out. See the parade, hear the music, listen to the kids playing the band instruments. What's going on at the county? It's a pleasure to be a county supervisor. I'm a member of the Board of Supervisors in Ontario County. It's really interesting. I meet a ton of people. I've got a fantastic relationship with every single supervisor, whether they're a town supervisor or they're a city supervisor. The city of Geneva has 3. The city of Canandaigua has 2. We got some great folks there. Every one of them has been cordial and courteous and kind to me. Every one of them reaches out to me. They give me advice. They give me guidance. I can pick up the phone. I got their personal cell phone numbers. They can do the same with me. I got a call from Bristol looking for some thoughts on one of their issues the other day. I'm friends with every single one of them. They're wonderful people. And last week, we got to serve chicken barbecues to all the employees of Ontario County at Employee Appreciation Day. So there we were in our aprons with our rubber gloves on, filling up the buckets and the baskets, handing out chicken barbecues and all the other sides that go along with it. I got to talk and say hi to most of the employees, at least those that came. And my wife, Kelly, came with me. We really enjoyed ourselves immensely. I'm getting choked up because it's so enjoyable.
Thanks for your abundant honesty there. All right. Jackie Main, she's coming in for Rick Milne today for Honeoye Falls. Jackie, what's happening in Honeoye Falls?
Thank you for having me. First of all, can you believe it's almost Memorial Day? I don't know where the time goes. It certainly flies. There are a lot of great community, family-oriented activities scheduled for over the weekend, and including 3 different parades. So check out the villageofhoneoyefalls.gov website for times and places and all sorts of things that are going on in the community. You can also find our new instructions for our new village informational texting system. We're so excited to have this ability to add to our communications, and it's an easy way to sign up. It's called Text My Gov. You can sign up to receive 1, 2, or all 3 types of notifications. There's the Honeoye Falls emergencies, there's the Honeoye Falls updates, and there's a Honeoye Falls construction update site. Again, it is so easy. It's simply a text away. Log on to our site, our website, and the details are there. In fact, we got to use that texting capability Friday on the 14th to report and share the fact that we had a major water main break. So again, it's going to be a wonderful tool to be able to share information real time with our villagers. I also want to thank everyone who was involved and participated in our job fair. It was held at the Honeoye Falls Mendon Volunteer Fire Department at the ambulance center, not the fire department, on Saturday the 16th. There are so many opportunities available to work right here in the village amongst all of our different companies. And so if you're still looking for a job, all you have to do, check out the sites. You'll find them. I want to remind people to get out and vote on Tuesday, the 18th. It's the Honeoye Falls-Lima school budget and school board members. Voting will be held in the high school lobby from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m. Your vote counts. Everyone's does. It's important. Get out there. I also want to thank all of our first responders for the fire department and the ambulance. As Tim even mentioned, we are always welcoming volunteers and seeking volunteers. There is a need. Also, to share, the next village board meeting is Monday, the 18th at 7 p.m. at the Village Hall. Please know if you're unavailable to drop in to the location, you can always drop in on our Zoom for our live stream. It's important, and again, the details can be found on our website. Last, this Memorial Day, please pause to honor and remember those who have given everything for our country. I thank them for their profound sacrifice that they made for our freedom. We cannot take our freedom for granted. And that's all I have for this week.
All right. Thank you very much, Jackie. And thank you all for listening. Remember, this program airs every Sunday at 1 p.m. on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Like the page, subscribe to the channel, and those platforms will notify you when the broadcast begins. Otherwise, you can read about it in the next week's in the following week's paper, next week's paper. Yes, we publish the transcript. If you like your eyes to whatever, go ahead. Thanks for being here. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.